Greetings, my fellow gamers. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching Get Rexx't, and welcome to Let's Quest episode 34. Now, this is a episode which marks a revamp of my Let's Quest series. As I mentioned in my December/November 2015 update video, I was planning to do my Let's Quest episodes a bit more interactive, and that's finally going to start now. As some of you may have seen in my previous Let's Quest episode, I just arrived here at the Swamp of Sorrows, and we found a candy bucket in the middle of December. And that's because episodes 1 through 33 of Let's Quest was pre-recorded from way back in October. But having decided to put a new light up on things, we're now going to keep on going by having more fresh-to-date episodes. I'm going to try to record them, post them the same day, and talk about things which is relevant to current happenings in World of Warcraft. And among these, I will use this episode to talk about the recent Banhammer thrown out by Blizzard Entertainment towards people using third-party programs, or most commonly known by the community, botters. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because this is not the first Banhammer Blizzard has swung this year towards people using towards third-party program users, or the botters. And while the forums are getting filled by people proclaiming that they were banned without reason, I feel like I should shed some light upon the situation because I feel that Blizzard Entertainment is receiving a lot of negative trash talk from not just the people who gets banned, but from people who for some reason start supporting the banned players. Now, I would first like to mention that there is in no way, absolutely no way, any plausible loopholes for a person who uses a third-party program to skip away, like making it legal. When you accept the terms and conditions you agree to by playing this game, you automatically sign under on that you are not going to be using such programs. So if you see anyone on the forums proclaiming that they were banned unrightful, then you should not listen to them, because anyone using a botting program is doing something which is illegal in terms of what you have agreed to when first signing up to play World of Warcraft. Now, I would also like to cover, first off, for those who might just be new to the community, what exactly is a botter, who is people using third-party programs, and why are they using them, first of all. Now, a botter, slash a third-party program user, is someone who basically can go to work in the morning, after having setting up his botted account, and his character will then be online all day, and can do several things for him while he is, for example, at work. He can go battlegrounds and farm honor, he can run around the world and farm materials for crafting, which is what most of these third-party programs has been used for, honor farming and material farming. Now, some people might say that, why is this a bad thing, why is this illegal? Well, there's a few things to it. First of all, you're supposed to play this game, like, why are you paying money for a game when all you do is going to be botting around in it? And it also hurts the community a bit, and the economy especially, when you have so many people running around farming in materials, it screws everything up, and it's been discussed many, many times before, so I'm not going to be bothered to bring up the entire shebang, but yeah. Anyway, which leads us over to the next topic. Who is using these programs, and what are the reasons for using the third-party programs? Now, if you look around the forums, and there's a few people who sticks out, there is abundance of people trying to proclaim that, oh, we have to use these third-party programs because Blizzard doesn't leave us any options. Now, I have a question for these people. Why is it that Blizzard doesn't leave you any options? Now, somebody has recently stated that with Blizzard's addition of the weekly holiday events and so on, we have seen an increasing number of people who feels the need to complete this and that in order to do raiding. People feel obligated to get the legendary ring. People feel obligated to cap their valor in order to be at a maximum, how would call it, a maximum progression in this game, like in order to be at the very, very top. Now, I personally feel that that's a bit of a lie. It's a bit of a lie, because when you look at people who proclaims this, then you need to think about that this is a game you play freely yourself. Now, if you feel the need that if you have such a big abundance of need, feel so obliged to cap valor each day, each week on absolutely every character you have and get legendary rings on all of your level 100 characters, then you might just be taking this game a bit too seriously. Keep in mind that this is still a game and everything can be taken in moderations, And if you for some reason are, say, in a guild which would force you to cap the Valor and to have like legendary rings on all your level 100s to be at the top all the time, then you must already be in a guild who is quite at the elite edge amongst the top guilds here in this game. And if you first got into one of those guilds, then you would already need to have the time set off to do it. Now, of course, there's multiple other people arguing with things like, well, I don't have the time, I want to raid, I want to take this game seriously, but I just can't because of blah 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 blah. Well, that accounts for absolutely everyone. So, for people saying that they feel forced upon it that Blizzard is basically forcing them to use these programs, I call bullshit. I call absolute bullshit. I don't see why you should feel forced to do it. There's absolutely no reason. Like, myself, speaking as a 30 out of 30 Mythic Raider, I don't even cap Valor each week. I have one character with a Legendary Ring on, and I'm in a guild which takes this game rather seriously. And if you, for some specific reason, you as the person who's gotten the ban, who's botting, if you, and you alone, or just a few around you, are among the ones who needs, for some reason, to cap Valor on all these characters each week, who needs to get the rings on all the characters, then maybe, just maybe, you should reconsider what you're currently doing in this game, because to me it sounds like you're taking this game a bit too seriously. And you may say that it's a good excuse as to why I should be forced upon and use these third-party programs, but no, it's really not. It absolutely isn't. So for those of you trying to excuse yourself for that, it's forced upon us because of all the things Blizzard makes us do, no, it's not. It's a completely free option. You're not forced to do anything. It's nothing which is going to get pushed onto you. So keep that in mind. Drop the bullshit excuses. Just simply please don't swarm the forums with them anymore. I'm getting sick and tired of seeing them. And yeah. I also want to talk a bit about those who proclaims that they have been banned without reasoning. People who try to say that, oh, I was banned without any reason. I was just banned, you know. I was just banned. It's not my fault. Blizzard's a bunch of retards. Now, first off, Blizzard Entertainment is not the company to ban people just to ban them. They have a reason as to why you're getting banned. But then there's a lot of people who doesn't see this, who can't cope with this. And it's really misleading when you post something on one of the European or US or wherever, on the World of Warcraft forums in general, and you start saying that, oh, I was banned without reason. Now, people who just stroll through the community forums might see this, and they will take this the wrong way, because what they are seeing right there is a person who proclaims himself from being innocent, who actually bots around, but since he says he's innocent, people start throwing shit at Blizzard for it, proclaiming that they are the ones attacking here. Now, I would just like to say that, no, you really can't believe in these people. When you see anyone who proclaims that they've been banned without any reason, you can't take them seriously, because Blizzard is not the company to ban people without a reason. Anyone who says that I was banned without a reason was banned for a reason, and because of the most recent events, it's most likely that, yes, the guy you've been raiding with all 24/7 for the last couple of years, he's been a botter. He's been getting a lot of stuff done without him actually doing the legwork himself. Then there's also a couple of people who is new to the entire aspect of botting and questions like, why can't it just be legalized? Why shouldn't it be legal? Now, this is also a topic I don't want to delve too much in on, because I can, in one way, see why some people would think botting as a positive thing, but I will in most ways see it as a negative part, especially because of how it affects a bunch of battlegrounds. For instance, say, there's been multiple recorded cases, there's multiple videos out there, I can most likely link one in the description down below even, where there's, say, 15-man battlegrounds, and there's 7 people on each team who's a bunch of bots. They're just standing way out on the edges of the place, just going AFK, waiting for others to do, the legwork for them. You can see some of them in Warzone Gulch. Just yesterday, I think I spotted 2 of them. As I entered the Warzone Gulch flag room for my opposite faction, I saw 2 people just standing there, and as I engaged them in combat, they didn't even fight back. They turned around, tried to walk away, then stopped until I attacked them again, and they ran away again, and they just kept repeating that until they were dead. Now, this is what makes PvP especially really down. It really brings PvP down when so many people are botting within it, because it ruins the entire aspect of the PvP, which is the team play of it. It is kind of hard to win a 15-man battleground when half of your team is a bunch of botters. Now, after Blizzard's first strike down against the botters, I would say that the PvP issues with botters has been partially resolved, made better, but there's still some bots out there. Once again, as I told you, I saw at least two of them yesterday standing in the Worst and Gold flag room. They didn't move, they didn't attack back, they just walked a bit as I attacked them. That's one of the things that can help you recognize a botter, so take notes, get them reported. And it ruins the gameplay for so many others, because you have these people who joins Battlegrounds who really wants to push forward. They actually want to win this thing, and it becomes a bit difficult for them to win when half the team is possessed of people who don't actually do jack shit. People who just stand still, waits in a corner, and wants others to do the legwork for them. It's first of all, it's not fair. It's not fair. I would say it's really not fair that because you can't be bothered to do the Battlegrounds yourself, then you're just going to ruin it for a bunch of other people by placing a person in a battleground, a character who doesn't do anything for anyone. And then there's a lot of people who can also bring up the same thing in equivalence with, oh, we have so much to do that, oh, well, don't have enough time on my hands and I need the honor to get the gear. Well, you know what, I suggest that you start reprioritizing what you do then. Like, I myself, I have a lot of things to do and you don't see me botting. And I don't see why others should do it as well. Well, if you have such a huge urge to get that honor, to get that gear, then you should set up what time you have to actually go and do it. And if you don't have time to spend on getting it, then you should sure as hell not bot for it, because you keep destroying it for others. It's really not funny when you enter a battleground and you're losing because so many of your team is not doing anything because they're just standing away in corners waiting for others to farm the honor for them. Well, sure as hell they don't get a lot of honor for doing so, but here's the thing. If you take 8 hours average work time a day for someone who then just stands around botting, and he might just lose battleground after battleground, but he still gains a lot of honor in doing that. And of course to them, that's supreme, that's splendid. But for everyone else who actually tries to gear themselves, who wants to get somewhere in this game, it becomes a bit difficult when the game is ruined by people who simply stands there and doesn't do jack shit. And then, of course, it's other aspects of the game, like, for instance, botters who runs around farming materials. This was more of a growing issue before, no longer is to this date, but I can see it as a bit difficult. You figure out, okay, I need this and I need that, you're going to try you're going to try to farm some mining nodes or something, and it's a bit harsh because suddenly the entire zone is covered by people just flying around, botting away, mining all the things you need, or skinning or herbing or whatever. It overall hurts the community and the playstyle of this game by having people botting around. But then I think it's pretty good to see that Blizzard is finally taking action, because this botting issue has been going on for quite a while now, and seeing the Banhammer finally getting dropped was really, really nice, and seeing it getting dropped again just recently was even better. Now, to all of those, to absolutely everyone who tries to say that I was banned without no reason, no, you weren't. There is a reason there someplace. And especially, looking at the ban times now, we have people who's gotten banned for 6 months, which are most likely people who's first now getting caught banning, and then there's also been reported a few cases of people getting banned for 18 months, which signifies that people has been botting before and got caught again. Now, there's also been some words about people getting permanently banned. Now, I haven't seen any screenshots to wordify this as for the recent Banhammer swung, so I can't say for sure if anyone's gotten permanently banned, but sure as hell I can tell you there's been a lot of people receiving 6 months and 18 months ban. Now, I would like to point out to people trying to say that this is not what Blizz should do, they should just permanently ban them. We really can't look upon it that way. This is a game which still it needs its money to get going. Blizzard, of course, wants people to come back, having hopefully learned the lesson by banning them for 6 or 18 months pending. But yeah, we really can't stand and request Blizzard to permaban them all. But at least 18 months. It's a fair thing, I would say, to see them banned for 1.5 years. Now, some of you might say that, well, they're never going to come back. Well, I already know a few people who's in the process of creating new accounts to return to the game. So we have that, which is kind of bad. They can just make new accounts. Blizzard should try to do something about that. But anyway, then there's also a couple of people who's asking, well, what exactly programs are botters using? Now, I'm not going to mention any programs here. Those of you who know about the botting and all of its incidents, you know what program is most likely used, but I'm not going to mention names of any programs in this video because I don't want to get tagged by anyone for calling out names on programs used for botting. I'm just not gonna do that. That's not my thing. So yeah. But then we can also look upon some of the positive aspects coming out from the botters getting banned. Now, of course, a few of them hopefully will learn, and if they return to the game, then we will maybe see less botters. But then there's also the negative part of it, which is that when Blizzard bans so many people, it spikes around the community. It makes a lot of people wonder why Blizzard does this. And while it kills off a lot of the botters, we will also see new ones emerge because of all the commotion about it. Oh, you can get banned for something like that? And then some smug asses go, well, yeah, but look at me, I'm not getting banned, so it's not like everyone gets banned. And that brings temptations to people who thinks that it's okay to bot, or to people who thinks that, well, I should do it because I don't have enough time to use in this game, and suddenly we have a bunch of botters running around their asses, ruining the game again. But once again, Blizzard has been doing a really, really good job recently tracing down people who uses the third-party programs and gotten them out of this game. Now, I would not be against seeing more Banhammers like this getting swung over other aspects. There's still a lot of things out there who is at a level maybe not just as bad as botting, but on equal grounds as bad as botting. But for Blizzard to decide that, I'm not going to take any calls on that. I am just happy to see that the botters are finally getting themselves a rundown for the money. Now, I kind of think that when you get banned for botting, that you should have to pay your subscription fee, even though you're banned for those months, because I'm a bit pissed of botters ruining my battlegrounds, if you see what I'm getting at. But yeah, catch my drift here. So all in all, for those of you who's trying to say that you were banned without reasoning, no, you weren't. There's a reason. I'm pretty sure you don't want to share it because you want to come off as innocent, you want people to support you, you want people to give you attention, you want them to tell you it's gonna be alright, you're gonna come back to the game soon. No, fuck that shit. You're not getting banned without reasoning, and because of the recent ban wave, I would also like to mention that if you haven't been banned for botting, then you might just have been banned for the recent Grumpus Winter's Veil mount incident, which was an exploit going on in the game, with people being able to open a specific pack received from the Winter's Veil thing, but I'm going to cover that in a different video. So yeah, just keep that in mind. The Grumpus mount incident might also have gotten you banned, but it should clearly say in the email or whatever you receive from Blizzard when you're getting banned. You shouldn't be out a clue of why you got banned. So those of you saying that you were banned without any reason, screw off. No, just freaking no. There was a reason, and whatever that reason was, it's there, it's valid. So stop trying to spread to the forums that no, I was banned without reasoning, I was banned unjustified. You weren't. You were banned for a perfectly good reason. For those of you whining about things that honor farming and mats farming and so on takes too much time, and that you should have programs to fix for it, then no. If you feel it's so necessary, if you have that giant urge to get that ring, to get that honor, to get those mats, and it takes so much of you that you start botting, then you should reconsider the time spent in this game and even playing this game. I really think that you should. Because, once again, bringing myself as an example, I'm trying to post a YouTube video a day here. I'm a 30 out of 30 Mythic Raider. It's been a lot of me for do recently, leveling up characters, trying to play with friends. I have a social life and so on, as everyone else. And with all of that happening at once, yes, I see that you have little time in this game, but then you should reconsider how seriously you take this game. Because even if paying for it, this game is not worth you and multiple others screwing around, messing up the economy, the system, and Battlegrounds specifically. I'm pointing out Battlegrounds here because it's been ruining so many Battlegrounds. It's not just worth it. And I think that you should reconsider the time spent in this game, the time you feel need spent in this game, and how seriously you take this game, because it is just not worth it. It isn't. It just isn't. It's not worth doing that botting. It might seem like it, but it really isn't. And to those who wants to bring justice to all the botters, saying that, oh well, I haven't botted, but I think that botters are doing okay because Blizzard is the ones forcing them to do this because they don't have enough time to do this and do that, and it kinda, no. Just fucking no. Don't even try. Don't even bother, please. Just don't. There's no reason to justify the botters. They have gone against rules and agreements, which they accepted when starting to play this game, and they're just getting their rightful hand served while botting and getting banned. So anyone trying to support the botters, I suggest you just quit it. We don't need people supporting the botters, we need people going against the botters. We need to stop this. Or do you want to, like, go back to how it was before? Like, some examples being, once again, Eye of the Storm Battleground, and there's like 7, 8 on each faction team who's just running around doing nothing. They're just running between bases. They're letting themselves getting killed. They're ruining what's happening in this battleground. They're just completely destroying the game for you, and you lose, and you don't win on it. And then there's some saying that, well, because of the botters being so many, we won. Well, yeah, that one turn, lucky you, but it just shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't sit down and try to defend the botters in any way. We should unite against them, basically. That's pretty much what we should do. And if you see anyone who bots in this game, I strongly recommend that you, yes, report the person. There's nothing wrong in reporting a person who does something illegal in this game. Now, with the talk of things being illegal, there's a few things I want to point out, because in the recent sway of this Banhammer, there's people bringing up, oh, why aren't these people getting banned? They're doing something illegal. First out being people trying to proclaim that ganking should be reportable and bannable. No, that's an actual thing happening in all MMOs, I'm sad to say, and there's no way in hell that we could actually get people banned for, ganking. I sometimes wish we could, but we just can't. And also, to support some others who's faced a lot of talk and shit talk through the years, no, multi-boxing is not botting, and it is not illegal. Multi-boxing is completely legal, as long as the multi-boxer does not bot, of course, but there's no correlation between that any multi-boxer is a botter. It's not. I've talked to so many multi-boxers about this, I've read up on the rules about it, and multi-boxing is not illegal. As long as the multi-boxer does not use third-party programs, then it's fine. It's completely fine. He's free to multi-box, it's not illegal, so drop that one. Don't try to justify those with farming add-ons and so on, botting add-ons, to say that, oh, well, why aren't they banning multi-boxers? Well, that's because multi-boxers is legal. They're 110% legal. Now, with all that said, I think I've covered everything there is to say about this recent Banhammer done by Blizz. It's a justified move of them to remove people who goes against the rules of this game and destroys gameplay fun for others. Those of you still trying to support those who bot, I suggest you stop at once. We don't need people supporting them, we need people going against them. Those of you considering to bot because some smug ass tells you, oh, I wasn't banned, it's completely safe, don't do it, don't risk it, just don't. There's no need for you to bot in this game, there just is not a reason to bot. And even if you find yourself some redundant reason, which is, as mentioned, for example, well, Blizzard forces it because I can't do LFR and get all the Valor and gear my character for PvP and get all that honor in just like the week's worth of time, and I have mount runs to do and so on. So it's unfair by Blizzard, and I feel that I should be allowed to bot because of it. No. No. The giant Fuckyou. Fuck you. Just no. Absolutely no. And that pretty much covers up getting my bit of a ranting feeling out there regarding the recent bottings and their banners and so on. I just felt that it was a topic that should be brought up, that should be brought to light. Now, although I've been staggering and stammering a bit throughout this video, I hope my point got out there. I really hope that people, some people, those few of you who's gonna watch this video, understands what I'm getting at and understands my point of this, because I personally feel that we need to unite against the botters and those who tries to support them, because we don't need them in this game. We just don't. We really, really, really don't. They can find themselves another game to play and ruin. I don't care. Just stay away from World of Warcraft. Or you really shouldn't be playing another game. If you take WoW so seriously, then other games might just ruin you. But yeah, you catch my drift. You catch my drift. And that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode of Let's Quest. I must apologize for the stammering and some of my points where I pause up and I have struggles finding my next words. This is once again a new take on my Let's Quest series, and I'm hoping to improve at it, because I want this Let's Quest series to be more on the spot, like getting out there as things are happening in this game. I feel like that's a better way of having my main series at my channel. So, yeah, I apologize for demmering a bit back and forth. I hope that was fine. And I'm planning to keep on doing this in future videos. Talk about other things which is currently happening or has happened recently within the community, or things which is about to happen, like for instance, say, talk about Legion stuff, etc, etc. I'm completely open for suggestions, so if you have anything you would want to have me talk about in a future Let's Quest episode, then you can feel free to drop it in the comment section down below, and I'll bring it up to consideration. I will, as justly mentioned in my next Let's Quest, talk a bit about the Grumpus Mount incident that just recently happened, to which where some people feels that it should be justified and others do not, but I'm not going to be talking about that right now. We're going to take that in the next episode, and I'm still open for suggestions as to what you guys want to have me talk about in a later episode. Now this here has been Get Rexx't, talking about the recent Banhammer against bots in World of Warcraft. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys will be staying tuned by clicking the link in the description down below, or the link appearing on screen in just a few seconds. And I also hope to see you guys in my next video. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone, and until the next time, have a good one.